The town of Red River is working to recover after a mass shooting that left 3 people dead, 5 others injured, and led to the likely end of one of the town's signature events. It's left a lot for Red River Mayor Linda Calhoun to manage. I caught up with her earlier this week to ask about the response from law enforcement and the future of Memorial Day weekend in Red River. Mayor Linda Calhoun, Red River, we really want to thank you for spending a couple of minutes with New Mexico PBS and New Mexico in Focus. Very first question, how has the community reacted now that we're a few days past? What's the general tone and tenor of Red River right now?
Everybody's beginning to recover. They're very relieved at the stance that the town has taken to not do anything to continue this rally or to encourage it. Mm-hmm. I just came from a meeting 30 minutes ago with a group of businesses that are putting together ideas as to how we can move forward and what the event can look like next year.
Mm-hmm. Now, just to make sure I'm clear on this, there is no motorcycle rally planned for next year. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
And of course, we all understand that we can't just flip a switch and it's gone. So we know it's going to take a few years to phase this out.
Right. Let me ask you about law enforcement and how they approached the situation. Had you had conversations with law enforcement previous to the rally and maybe perhaps some kind of warning from law enforcement that a bunch of these motorcycle guys are coming with bad intent? Was that a conversation beforehand?
We always talk about it because we always know that there's that prospect of that happening. Mm-hmm. And so this year, what was a little bit different is when we had our first briefing with state police and all of the first responders and our local law enforcement, mm-hmm. there wasn't a lot of chatter. And, they're watching constantly for the intel to see how many we can expect. And as of Thursday night, we were expecting maybe 50 to 100 that would be showing up of the banditos. And then as the day progressed, and we got more and more intel, we knew that there were going to be more. Okay. But we didn't expect 3,000 here on Saturday afternoon. Mm-hmm.
What was the
we were prepared, but we weren't expecting it.
I could imagine. Was there any, in your research and talking to your own law enforcement people, was there trouble anticipated that day? Had anybody had a sense of it that something was going to happen that day?
I've talked to several people that said they just felt there was a sense that something was different. Yeah. And then, of course, when they had the gathering of 500 in Cuesta, which is 12 miles west of us, mm-hmm. and they began to come up, and we heard of more and more coming in, we began to get a little concerned. But my marshal had a meeting with their sergeant at arms on Saturday afternoon at 4:15. And was assured that everything was okay. And 45 minutes later is when this happened. So wow. It was premeditated. They knew exactly what was going to happen, and they kept it very quiet.
Well, interesting. Las Vegas, New Mexico just announced it's canceling its 18th annual Rough Rider motorcycle rally in July, and Berlin has decided to cancel its motorcycle. Have you talked to any other community leaders about this in New Mexico?
I briefly spoke to Berlin about theirs. I have not spoken to anybody in Las Vegas.
What was the sense of the conversation with the folks in Berlin? Were they concerned? What was the questions you were being asked by the Berlin folks?
They were definitely concerned. They wanted to know what we were doing going forward to prevent it from coming back. Yeah. And just kind of wanting to know what happened, how we responded, how prepared we were, and talking about the retribution, which we saw the FBI officer talk about yesterday. And none of us want to set our communities up for some kind of incident like this where they're in danger.
Now, the plan is, my understanding, you're going to honor veterans next year. Tell us about that.
We've talked about bringing in music, some kind of food competition, mm-hmm. All kinds of ideas. We do events so well that I know we can do something, but we will be looking at all aspects of what attracted the game motorcycles, and all of that will be eliminated. Yeah. The itinerant vendors that are selling the leather, the tattoo parlors, the patches, None of that will be allowed.
No colors, no. Okay, I hear your point there because that's a big
Right.
bone of contention inside
And the
that
no
world.
colors, that's really a big deal because as a town, we can't ban colors. That's freedom of speech. And so the way we have to come at it is we don't want anything that would be attractive to them to come here.
Gotcha.
Zero tolerance for any kind of motor vehicle violations, zero tolerance for parking in the middle of the street like they've always done. So that's the approach we're taking.
Mayor Calhoun, bit of a wild card question here, but if there was ever a system where you could screen for guns and have no guns in the facility, would you be open to hosting a motorcycle event at that point?
These people are very smart. They're going to get around. They're going to get around all of the laws any way they can. So I think we have to respect people and their individual rights. But our job is just to try and keep them safe.
The individual right to carry or to protect oneself, Second Amendment rights, of course,
Exactly.
and right, exactly right. It is tricky. I realize that's a very tricky question because, again, who would show up if you had that? But the other problem is you don't want people showing up with firearms. Is there a way to do these things without firearms? Just in your, not just your event, but just your personal opinion. Where do guns fit into this whole thing, and is there a way to eliminate them from this kind of a situation?
Well, that falls on the individual business owners, and our bars definitely ban weapons, and they do body searches and they take them away from them. But you have to understand, this happened in the middle of Main Street.
Right.
This was not in a business. This was the middle of Main Street. So I think we handled it the best we could. We planned for the situation. We had 36 state police here. We had our 4 officers. We had sheriff's deputies from Moore County and Taos County. So we had EMTs, EMS on standby. We responded within 30 seconds. So it's not a matter of whether they had the guns or not. This was a planned criminal gang shooting.